Yeah, boss on YouTube, 6 Foot Hacks here. How's it going, everybody? Have for you guys today the week 3 battle of GBA D League Season 3. If you guys may have missed the team builder, a link to that should be down in the description, as well as a link to the GBA YouTube and our opponents this week, which are going to be the Roseradenborg, coached by DANEKII. His channel link is also down below for you guys to go check out. But yeah, in the team builder, I explained why I brought and what I expected my opponent to bring, which actually he brought some totally different things that I was honestly not expecting. So if you guys are excited for this, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below and let me know what you guys thought about the battle in the comment section below. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the team preview. So not gonna lie to you guys, I really was not thinking that he was going to bring Frostlass, Espeon, and Darmanitan. I was a little bit iffy on, to be honest, but I honestly did not expect him to want to bring Espeon or Frostlass, and that could actually be very problematic because right before this battle, it dawned on me that Spike's lead Frostlass is actually a huge issue, especially because I actually don't have any form of hazard removal on the team. Yeah, I have my Tapu Fini and my Donphan, but they don't have Defog or Rapid Spin, and Spikes could prove to be a little bit annoying. So I kind of had to switch up my game plan, because if he let off with that against anything else besides my Tapu Fini, then he could have potentially got out more than one layer of spikes, and if anything, I want to prevent him from getting up too many layers of spikes. That way we are not in as bad of a disadvantage. Also, Magearna is absolutely terrifying. Really got to make sure that thing does not get a free boost, and I have to find out if it's a Trick Room set or a Shift Gear set. If I can get off some prior damage, I should be able to see and check the calcs. Then it's also terrifying that he could potentially baton pass Calm Mind into Magearna like he did in week 1, so that's also something to watch out for. Also, Licky could be a huge pain to deal with, but I should be able to work around it. And then finally off Darmanitan, not really too concerned about it, although it is going to be a little bit annoying. If I'm able to get rid of his 2 Magic Bounce users in Mega Absol and Espeon, I will hopefully be able to get up my rocks. So going into this game, I honestly thought that he was going to be leading off with the Frostlass. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So again, I did expect him to want to lead with the Frostlass just to try to get up as many layers of spikes as he possibly could. So by leading off with my Tapu Fini, I could go straight for the Nature's Madness and then Surf. I think it's actually a damage roll on whether or not I can knock him out, and then that way I could maybe stop him from getting up an extra layer of spikes, or switched out on a Destiny Bond and then went from there. But he actually ended up leading off with the Espeon, which is not that bad honestly, because I do luckily have the Haze, and even though Espeon does have Magic Bounce, I do still get rid of those boosts. So I will be able to go straight for the Nature's Madness here on the off chance that he did want to go for the Calm Mind, or he could have potentially been a dual screen variant of Espeon, and Nature's Madness still does exactly half. So I will be able to go for that and then go for the Haze, expecting him to actually want to go for a second Calm Mind, or just go ahead and try and baton pass right away into Magearna. But he does end up going for the aggressive move in the Psyshock, fearing him being able to just freely Calm Mind against my Fini. I'm gonna hard switch right into my Donphan here, as he actually turns out to have the Morning Sun, and that's slightly annoying because now I cannot knock him out with any one hit if he's running some HP investment. But I honestly do not know, but I'm very positive he's gonna be running a lot of speed if anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the safe play going for the Earthquake, because there was a good chance that maybe he had the Colbur Berry, and obviously that would have weakened the damage output of Knockoff. At least by going for Earthquake, I can get off a huge hit right away and then see what he wants to do. As he actually ends up switching into his Licky, I am able to get off a solid bit of damage on that, which is really good, because again, wearing that thing down is going to be a huge issue if I lose my Blaziken, or if I can't get a safe switch into it against it with my Blaziken. So I end up going for the knockoff here in hopes that he would try to go for the Wish, but he actually switches into the Espeon, which turns out to have bulk investment, because the minimum damage of knockoff to just purely offensive Espeon was 100%, so I should have been able to knock him out there, but he does just end up barely living as I go for the obvious Ice Shard here. He's gonna make the aggressive switch into the Frostlass, most likely expecting me to not go for the Earthquake or the knockoff in that scenario. And again, I do not want to allow him to get up too many layers of spikes, so I'm just going to be aggressive here and go straight for the knockoff. Thankfully, he did not have the Destiny Bond, which might have actually been a little bit bad, because Donphan at the beginning of this battle, as you can see, has been able to kind of weaken his team, and I still need to keep it around because it can live one modest max special attack Ice Beam coming from Magearna still, as long as he doesn't get a boost. So I'm going to switch out here directly into my Tapu Fini. If he goes for the Flare Blitz, unless he is Adamant or Bandit, I believe I should be able to live too. If not, then his other play that he could have definitely gone for was the U-turn, just to see if I would have actually left in my Donphan or if I would have potentially switched. Then again, he really didn't have a safe switch into the Earthquake, so I guess him Flare Blitzing really does make a lot of sense, because he would have been able to knock out my Donphan. Otherwise, if he went for U-turn, something has to switch into a U-turn, into an Earthquake, sorry. So I am able to live the second Flare Blitz on 11 HP. I do believe I was exactly out of the range of where he got if he got an absolute max roll with Jolly, I still live, but if he was Adamant, he would have been able to 2-hit KO me with Flare Blitz anyways. So I'm able to knock him out with the Surf. That's really nice, because that is one less threat that we now have to worry about. As in comes this Mega Absol, this thing could still potentially have Calm Mind and Baton Pass. That is what I'm mainly fearing here, so I'm going to stay in and I'm going to go for the Nature's Madness, because if he does go for the Calm Mind, then we'll be able to get off exactly 50%. Sorry, my voice is escaping me at the moment. I apologize about that, guys. So he ends up knocking me out with the Stone Edge, as I make a bit of a misplay here. In hindsight, I honestly feel like I should have brought in Donphan, because by bringing in Bronzong, yeah, I do have the Cobra Berry, and I will actually be able to beat this Absol 1v1, but the issue with that is that now I'm not at full HP, and if I had brought in my Donphan, I still lived any one hit regardless, and then I would have been able to get off a huge hit with the Earthquake and put him in range of where I could have easily revenge killed him, and then I would have been able to keep my Bronzong at full HP for the Magearna. But now my two checks to Magearna are at around 51% HP, and that's not very good for me, because if that thing gets the boost and it turns out to be Trick Room or a Shift Gear, then that could be extremely terrifying. So I really have to avoid letting Magearna set up. As he brings in the Lickilicky, I'm going to make the hard switch right into my Kyurem Black, because I do have the Focus Blast. I have enough special attack Vs to ensure a 2-hit KO on Lickilicky. Thanks to this prior damage, I will be able to 2-hit KO him, but because he went for the Wish, if I'm not mistaken, I thought that maybe he would try to go for the Protect this turn, just scouting out to see what I wanted to do, but he does end up making the aggressive play and going for the return, which is a solid play on his part, and now I should be able to safely go for the Focus Blast and 2-hit KO him, but I unfortunately missed. Not only do I miss, but then he goes for the return, and even if he had gone for the Protect the next turn after I had hit my Focus Blast, I still would have been able to 2-hit KO him there. So I don't want to miss this time, and I at least want to ensure that this Lickilicky is not above 80% HP to ensure that my Blaziken will be able to knock it out. So that's why I go for the Fusion Bolt, as luckily he ends up going for the return, being aggressive once more and not going for the Wish, which I think would have been a good play on his part to do, as this turn is going to end up going for the Protect. Unfortunately, because of this Protect, he is actually in range of where if he was max Spadef, max HP, Careful Nature, Lickilicky, I need to get absolute maximum damage. But with the EV spread that he showed me that he was running, he is actually in range of where, unless I get a very, very low minimum roll, I don't knock him out with this Focus Blast. And the reason why I brought that up is because I get a crit here. Now, I felt that this was justified for me missing that first Focus Blast, but this Focus Blast still had a very high chance to knock him out, because the minimum damage was 63%, and he was at about 64-65%. So yeah, I most likely would have been able to finish him off anyways, as I will be able to bring in my Blaziken here on the double down. I do have the Vacuum Wave, which will be able to knock out the Espeon, and then at this point his last Pokemon is the Magearna, and Blaziken making his debut for the Durham Druddigons this week, putting his team on the back here at the end, as I will be able to ensure outspeeding this Magearna unless he was Choice Scarfed, and I will just roast them with this Flare Blitz, and that is going to be the victory in the Durham Druddigons' favor. So we managed to overcome Magearna, although it literally did nothing in this battle, but still, man, prepping for Magearna is such a pain. Please never allow this in any league ever again, please. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy the battle. Make sure to hammer arm that like button down below. Let me know what y'all thought about the battle in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you all next week with week 4, and later today my explanations as to why I dropped Silvally and Salazzle for Snorlax and Blaziken. So yeah, with that being said, later everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.